Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Automation Agent, where we talk about AI powered automation. Today, we are driving into the fascinating convergence of two cutting edge technologies, RPA and generative AI. So, in today's agenda, we have first we'll talk about briefly about RPA, and then we'll talk about generative AI, and then what synergies these two technologies bring in. And then we'll show some of the use cases, how we can implement it. And then finally, we'll talk about the future of automation. So, what is RPA? Imagine a world where robots do all the boring and repetitive tasks for you, a world where you can focus on things that um, you love and you are good at, right? So let the robots take care of the rest. This is the promise of RPA, which is robotic process automation. It involves deploying software robots to automate those tasks that are routine, rule based, and frankly, just plain boring. So this virtual assistant works tirelessly following the rules you set, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. So what are the benefits? Or you'll say, why RPA? Well, the benefits are truly compelling. With RPA, you can expect increased efficiency. Think of those robots as tireless, error-free workers who never need a break. That means it reduces your error, no more typos, slip-ups in data entry, and of course, significant cost saving because your time is money, right? So what are the examples then? So let me take you beyond the theory. Picture healthcare provider who has automated the claim processing and reduced the processing time from weeks to a few minutes. Imagine a finance department that can reconcile accounts at lightning speed without a single mistake. Think about a customer service team armed with instant access to relevant data. So these are not fantasies, these are the real world examples of organizations leveraging RPA to transform their operations. So let's now talk about generative AI. Now that we have dipped our toes into the waters of RPA, let's dive into the generative AI. Generative AI is not your ordinary artificial intelligence. It's a paradigm where machines go beyond computation and venture into the realm of creativity. In simple terms, generative AI empowers machine to create content autonomously. It's like giving machine a touch of artistic genius. So, what are the applications where generative AI comes into play? Well, the possibilities are limitless as human imagination. Think about content generation. It can write articles, compose music, even paint digital masterpieces. But it's not just about the art. Generative AI has found its way into healthcare, helping in drug discovery and medical imaging interpretation. So, now let's talk about the business. Generative AI is not just a creative endeavor. Businesses are using it to streamline processes, drive innovation, and unlock new opportunities. Imagine automating tedious data analysis tasks, creating personalized marketing content at scale, or generating predictive insights that fuel strategic decisions. So, now let's explore the dynamic synergy that occurs when we combine RPA and generative AI, which unlocks a whole new world of automation possibilities. So, why do we combine these two technologies? The answer lies in powerful benefits they bring when combined. So, RPA excels in automating repetitive tasks when generative AI adds creativity and adaptability to the mix. So, together they create a dynamic duo that can take your automation efforts to the next level. So, what are the use cases then? So, think about data analysis. Generative AI can be used to analyze the data and identify the patterns and trends. This information can be used by RPA to automate tasks such as data entry and reporting. When it comes to customer service, generative AI can be used to create chatbots that can answer customer questions and resolve issues. This can free up human customer service representative to focus on more complex issues. In terms of fraud detection, generative AI can be used to identify fraudulent transactions. This can help business to protect themselves from financial losses. In compliance, generative AI can be used to ensure the businesses are meeting all the applicable regulations. This can help businesses to avoid costly fines and penalties. So, how is this synergy going to help in your decision making? So, it's about not about just the processing data, it's about making a better decisions. So, when we combine the power of RPA and generative AI, organizations can access real time insights, enabling more informed and strategic decision making. So imagine having a virtual team that can crunch data, analyze trends, and provide actionable recommendations, all without human bias or fatigues. The synergy of RPA and generative AI isn't just an innovation, it's a game changer that's empowering organizations to automate with creativity and make smarter choices. Now that we have seen the potential of RPA and generative AI in tandem, let's talk about how do we get started? How do we go with implementation? We are going to use Automation 360 platform from Automation Anywhere for the RPA implementation. In case you don't have access to the Automation 360 platform, you can register yourself for a free community edition account. All right. So Automation 360 offers a great range of products, including RPA for process automation, document automation for intelligent document processing. If you want to get into the process analytics, you can use Bot Insight, or for human bot collaboration, you can use RE Digital Assistance. And for process discovery, we have Discovery Bot. But today, our focus is on RPA. So let's create our first RPA bot. For that, you need to click on the Create Bot link to create your first bot. Let's call it a Hello World. Search for the message box action from your left panel, drag and drop it to the canvas. Then type in a message like Hi there. So now you are ready with your first bot. To execute it, hit the run button, and now you will see a message box with your message. Automation 360 makes automation easy with its array of out of the box actions and packages. But what's truly exciting is its generative AI package designed to supercharge your intelligent automation. Let's dive in and select OpenAI chat action. Drag and drop it onto the canvas, and you are ready to roll. Let's ask our first question: what is RPA? And store the brilliant response as GPT response variable. Then we'll update the message box to display the wisdom from our GPT response. For more advanced AI powered automation, you might need additional capabilities like prompt templates, tools pipeline. Then that's where GenAI.net comes in. It lists many interesting features supported by the GenAI.net library, such as language model, function tools, prompt templates, tools pipeline, MapReduce tool, search tool, and many more tools and agents. And these features come with very good documentation. Now for our RPA adventure, we are narrowing our focus to the application class. Let's create a bot named HelloGenAI. For this, we need to equip ourselves with GenAI.net library. Let's head over to the GitHub repo and grab the generative AI.zip package and extract the goodies in a folder. You'll discover a few DLL and XML files inside it. We are going to use generative AI.dll for our automation. Now, the real magic happens when we connect GenAI.net with Automation 360. So drag and drop the DLL open, run function, and DLL close actions onto our bot canvas. Open the DLL session by selecting the generative AI.dll library. To execute any of the methods from the library, we use run function action. To see the function details, hit get DLL details and select the generative AI.dll. Here you will find the method and classes supported by the DLL. For our purpose, we are going to use only the application class from automation.generative.ai namespace. Now, first thing first, let's kick things off with initialize method that configures the language model and log files. To set parameters, we are choosing OpenAI as LLM type and GPT 3.5 Turbo as our model. Our OpenAI API key is securely tucked away in Automation 360's credential vault. So we are going to select those credentials from that vault and designate a log file path. With the initialization sorted out, it's time to wire up the getResponse method. This beauty allows us to ask our query to the language model. Let's throw a question like, what is RPA and how it can be used with generative AI as a message parameter with a temperature setting of zero point 0.8. The parameter temperature controls model's creativity, with higher values resulting in more creative responses. We are creating a variable GPT response to capture the language model's answer and then adding a message box action to display the response. Now the moment of truth. Let's run the bot. It may take a moment for the language model to work its magic, but here you are, a brilliant response straight from the heart of the language model. The getResponse method we have used here is fabulous for standalone queries, but it's like a goldfish. It does not remember past conversations. That's where the context-aware variant of the getResponse method comes in. This variance takes in a session ID, creating a memory-rich session that retains the entire conversation. You can also provide a system context for special instructions to the language model, such as if you want to give any role or if you want to specify some specific context through this. In addition to that, you can pass a vector database path to set the context on your proprietary content stored in the vector database. The other parameters remain familiar, message and temperature. So let's connect the dot. We'll set session ID as test, system context, and VDB path as empty strings for now. Our message will be, hi there, I'm Ra, with a temperature of 0.8. We'll also add another action to run getResponse function, finding off follow-up questions like, what is my name? When you run it, you will witness the model remembering the context and delivering a perfect response. Now let's take a look at the other capabilities of GenAI.net that is beyond the language model, such as prompt templates and tools. So first, let's clone our HelloGenAI task and rename it to GenAITools. The star of the show here is the prompt tool. We can create it using create prompt tool method. This function requires a name, description, and a prompt template. Let's craft a dynamic blog title template as provide me an engaging title for a blog on topic, within quotes, topic, for audience, where the keywords topic and audience are variables. Notice the special syntax around them. They are wrapped within double curly braces and start with a dollar symbol. This special syntax helps library to treat this keyword as a variable in the prompt template. We'll also create a variable name called tool name. This variable will be wired up as a name parameter, while the prompt created earlier becomes our template. Once tool is ready, it's time to execute. We can use the execute tool method, passing the tool name and execution context as a JSON string. For this, we need to define a dictionary called execution context with keys, topic, and audience, which are required by the prompt. Serialize the dictionary to JSON using JSON parser package and pass the serialized JSON context to the execute tool method. Upon execution, it replaces topic and audience with values from the dictionary. Now you see that the prompt tool beautifully renders our template. Provide me an engaging title for a blog on topic generative AI for school kids. But we just don't want to render the template, render the prompt. We would like to pass this to the language model and make a query so that language model can give us a real title. So this is where query tool comes in. We create it with the same parameter as prompt tool. However, upon execution, this tool fetches a creative blog title from the language model. You can tweak topic and audience for endless titles possibilities. Next, what if you want to create an outline based on the title generated by the language model? You'd need to call execute tool method twice, once for the title and again for the outline. This is where tools pipeline comes into play. So we can create a pipeline of title query and the outline query. But before that, let's tidy up our code a little bit using step block that comes with the Automation 360 platform. We'll create 3 step blocks, one for initialization,
another one for tool creation, and one for execution. And let's move the relevant code to the respective blocks. Now, in the tools creation block, we create two query tools. Then we build the pipeline for these tools using create tools pipeline. This pipeline automatically passing the output of the one tool as an input to the next tool. Executing the pipeline gives you the blog outline. But what about the title? We retrieve the title using getExecutionResult method. This getExecutionResult method takes a tool name and it provides you the result generated by the tool. With this organized approach, you can efficiently generate both a title and an outline. Now, to understand how these tools work, you may want to take a look at the log file. The log file records each of the steps executed by the system and what prompts and messages are being passed to the language model. It also has the response received from the language model. Now let's look at another powerful tool called MapReduce tool. But first, what is exactly MapReduce? It's a parallel data processing technique that works wonders with large data sets. It breaks down a big task into smaller ones, independent parts, and processes them in parallel, which is called mapping step, and then smartly combines the results, which is called a reducing step. For our MapReduce tool, we'll need a mapper and a reducer or combined tool. We'll use the query tool that we had created for title creation as our mapper and create a new combined tool to effortlessly merge the map results. This means we can generate multiple titles on various topics and for diverse audiences in one shot. To execute this map reduced marvel, let's update our execution context with list of topics and audiences. Hit the run button and voila. In a single sweep, this tool crafts 4 distinct titles. So we have just unlocked the basic building blocks of RPA and generative AI. Imagine the possibilities when we combine these capabilities to tackle some truly compelling use cases. As we wrap up, consider this. What if we could create an intelligent agent armed with these versatile tools to assist you with your day-to-day tasks? The future looks exciting. Stay tuned for more automation adventures.